Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Nestled in the quiet town of Zwischenczyn, Poland, lies a place that has become synonymous with human suffering and resilience. Auschwitz. Once a hub of systematic genocide during World War II, this site now stands as a haunting reminder of the Holocaust and the horrors committed by Nazi Germany. Auschwitz was established in 1940 under the orders of Heinrich Himmler. It was initially intended as a concentration camp for Polish political prisoners, but it evolved into the largest and most notorious concentration and extermination camps. The camp system comprised three main sites: Auschwitz I, the administrative center; Auschwitz II, Birkenau, the largest site and primary killing center; and Auschwitz III, Monowitz, a forced labor camp supporting Nazi industrial efforts. Walking through Auschwitz today is an emotional journey. The preserved structures, barbed wire fences, watchtowers and barracks tell stories of unimaginable cruelty. Auschwitz I housed administrative offices. This was where some of the first gassings occurred. But beyond the walls of administration, a darker chapter unfolded. A chapter of inhumane experimentation and brutal executions. In the confines of Block 10, doctors like Josef Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, performed pseudo-medical experiments on helpless prisoners, subjected to horrific procedures in the name of racial purity and scientific advancement. Auschwitz II, Birkenau, became the epicenter of mass extermination. At Birkenau, 4 massive gas chambers and crematoria were constructed. These were capable of killing thousands of people daily. These gas chambers were disguised as showers, a deception intended to calm victims as they were led to their deaths. Upon arrival at the camp, prisoners were subjected to a brutal selection process. SS officers decided who would be sent to forced labor and who would be sent directly to the gas chambers. Women, children, the elderly were almost always chosen for immediate execution. Women were stripped of their belongings, their dignity, and their hair. The Nazis shaved their heads, claiming it was to prevent lice and disease, but the true purpose ran deeper. The hair was gathered and sent to factories in Germany, where it was repurposed for industrial uses. Felt socks for submarines, stuffing for mattresses, even components for bombs. Yet beyond exploitation, this act served as a cruel tool of dehumanization. The process was chillingly efficient. Victims were ordered to undress and leave their belongings behind. They were told they would undergo disinfection. Once inside the chamber, Cyclone B pellets were introduced, releasing a lethal gas that killed everyone within minutes. The bodies were then incinerated in an adjacent crematoria, erasing nearly all physical traces of their existence. After the bodies were burned, their ashes were often sold as fertilizer to farmers. By 1943 to 1944, Birkenau became a factory of death, with an average of 6,000 Jews being murdered each day. It is estimated that 1.1 million people perished at Auschwitz and Birkenau. These included Jews, Poles, Soviet prisoners of war, and others deemed undesirable by the Nazi regime. Hidden in the shadows of Auschwitz and Birkenau lies a lesser-known chapter of Nazi brutality, Monowitz, also known as Auschwitz III. Established in October 1942, this camp was not designed solely for extermination, but for exploitation. Here, human lives were reduced to mere tools for industrial ambition. The camp housed over 10,000 prisoners at its peak, most of them Jewish men deported across Europe. They lived in crowded barracks, surviving on starvation rations while enduring grueling 12-hour shifts in the factory. The average life expectancy here, 3 to 4 months. What remains of Auschwitz today are ruins, a silent witness to a history of unimaginable cruelty. The tracks that led so many to their deaths, the crumbling walls of barracks that held lives in despair, and the rubble of the crematoria where countless souls were lost. These remains are not just relics of the past, they are a call to remember. But Auschwitz is more than a place of destruction. It is a testament to resilience, a place where humanity's darkest depths met the enduring strength of those who survived. It reminds us that behind every statistic was a name, a face, a story, a life taken too soon. To remember Auschwitz is to honor those who perished and those who survived. It is to confront the truth of what hatred and indifference can unleash, and it is to commit ourselves to ensure that such horrors never happen again. As we stand here today, 80 years after liberation, we remember not only what was lost, but also what must be preserved: the truth, the lessons, and above all, our shared humanity. On the 27th of January 1945, Auschwitz was liberated.
They opened all the gates, and we went out to greet the American soldiers. And we dropped to their feet and we kissed their boots. Some of them that couldn't walk, they were just crawling. They picked up and carried them into the camps.